Few names resonate through history quite like that of Caesar Augustus. Born Gaius Octavius, this Roman statesman ascended from relative obscurity to become the founding emperor of the Roman Empire. His reign marked the beginning of a period known as the Pax Romana, 2 centuries of unprecedented peace and prosperity for the Roman world. Augustus's legacy is complex and multifaceted, a blend of military prowess, political acumen, and a keen understanding of Roman society. Augustus's life and reign are intricately woven into the fabric of Roman history. To understand his rise is to understand the fall of the Roman Republic, a period of intense civil war and political upheaval. It's a story of ambition, cunning, and ultimately a deep understanding of the need for stability and strong leadership. This essay will delve into the life and times of Caesar Augustus, exploring his transformation from a young man of ambition to the most powerful man in the Roman world. We will examine his military campaigns, his administrative reforms, and his enduring cultural legacy. Finally, we will consider the complexities of his reign, acknowledging both his achievements and the controversies that inevitably accompany any figure of such immense power and influence. Born in 63 BC, Gaius Octavius was the great-nephew and adopted son of Julius Caesar. Though from a wealthy and respected family, young Octavian's life took a dramatic turn with the assassination of Caesar in 44 BC. Named as Caesar's heir in his will, Octavian, then just 18 years old, found himself thrust onto the center stage of Roman politics. The Roman Republic was in turmoil, its political system fractured by years of civil war and internal strife. Despite his youth and relative inexperience, Octavian demonstrated remarkable political acumen. He skillfully navigated the treacherous waters of Roman politics, forging alliances and outmaneuvering rivals. His claim to power was not uncontested. Mark Antony, a powerful general and close confidant of Julius Caesar, also vied for control of Rome. This rivalry would lead to a period of intense conflict, culminating in the final showdown between Octavian and Antony at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. Before the decisive clash at Actium, Rome was ruled by the Second Triumvirate, a fragile alliance formed between Octavian, Mark Antony, and Marcus Aemilius Lepidus. This uneasy partnership, established in 43 BC, aimed to restore order to the Republic and avenge the murder of Julius Caesar. The Triumvirate, however, was plagued by internal tensions from the outset. Each member harbored ambitions of sole leadership, leading to a period of political maneuvering and open conflict. The Roman world, still reeling from the assassination of Caesar, was plunged into another period of uncertainty and bloodshed. The Triumvirate conducted a series of proscriptions, essentially death warrants for their political enemies. These brutal purges decimated the ranks of the Roman elite, leaving a trail of bloodshed and resentment in their wake. Among the victims was Cicero, the renowned orator and statesman whose eloquent defense of the Republic proved no match for the ruthlessness of the triumvirs. Though initially successful in consolidating power, the Second Triumvirate ultimately crumbled under the weight of its own contradictions. The rivalry between Octavian and Antony, simmering beneath the surface, would eventually erupt into open warfare. The Battle of Actium, fought off the western coast of Greece in 31 BC, marked a turning point in Roman history. Octavian's forces, led by the skilled Admiral Agrippa, decisively defeated the combined fleets of Mark Antony and Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt. The victory at Actium effectively ended the civil wars that had ravaged the Roman world for decades. With Antony and Cleopatra defeated, Octavian stood as the undisputed master of Rome. He had eliminated his rivals, avenged the murder of Caesar, and restored order to the Republic. However, the Rome that emerged from the ashes of civil war was vastly different from the Republic of old. In 27 BC, Octavian made a fateful decision. Rather than assuming the title of dictator, a move that would have inevitably drawn comparisons to the assassinated Julius Caesar, he instead presented himself as the restorer of the Republic. He formally returned power to the Senate and the Roman people, a gesture designed to appease those who yearned for a return to traditional republican values. The Senate, recognizing both Octavian's power and his political astuteness, bestowed upon him the title of Augustus, meaning revered or sacred. This marked the beginning of the Roman Empire, with Augustus as its first emperor. Though he maintained the facade of republican institutions, Augustus held true power, effectively transforming Rome from a republic into a monarchy in all but name. Section 5. Augustus's campaigns, securing the borders, expanding the realm. Augustus's reign was marked by a period of unprecedented peace and prosperity, known as the Pax Romana. This era of stability was, however, built upon a foundation of military strength. Augustus, though not a military genius on par with Julius Caesar, understood the importance of a strong military presence in maintaining order and securing Rome's vast territories. Under Augustus's leadership, the Roman Empire underwent a period of significant expansion. His campaigns extended Roman rule into new territories, consolidating control over existing provinces and pushing the frontiers of the empire to their furthest extent. One of Augustus's most notable military achievements was the conquest of Egypt. Following his victory over Antony and Cleopatra, Egypt, with its vast grain supplies and strategic importance, was incorporated into the Roman Empire as a personal possession of the emperor. Augustus also campaigned extensively in Spain, subduing rebellious tribes and securing Roman control over the Iberian Peninsula. His generals waged successful campaigns in the Balkans, expanding Roman influence in the region and laying the groundwork for future expansion into Dacia, which is modern-day Romania. However, Augustus's ambitions were not without setbacks. His attempt to conquer Germania, the territory east of the Rhine River, ended in disaster when 3 Roman legions were ambushed and annihilated in the Teutoburg forest in 9 AD. This crushing defeat marked the limit of Roman expansion eastward and served as a stark reminder of the perils of overreach. Section 6. The Emperor's Hand, reforming Rome from within. Augustus's legacy extends far beyond his military exploits. He was a shrewd administrator and a skilled politician who implemented a series of reforms designed to address the deep-seated problems that had plagued the Roman Republic. His reforms touched upon every aspect of Roman life, from the military and administration to social customs and morality. Recognizing that the Roman army had become a law unto itself during the civil wars, Augustus implemented a series of reforms aimed at professionalizing the legions and ensuring their loyalty to the emperor. He established a standing army of 28 legions, paid for out of his own treasury, and created a dedicated force of auxiliary troops, recruited from among Rome's subject peoples. Augustus also overhauled Rome's antiquated system of governance. He streamlined the administration of the provinces, reducing corruption and improving efficiency. He established a centralized bureaucracy staffed by career officials, replacing the often corrupt and inefficient system of relying on wealthy equestrians to collect taxes and administer justice. Augustus's social reforms were equally significant. He sought to restore traditional Roman values, which he believed had been eroded during the late Republic. He passed laws encouraging marriage and family life, offering rewards to families with multiple children and penalties for those who remained unmarried. He also sought to curb extravagance and promote moral behavior. His sumptuary laws restricted excessive spending on luxury goods and lavish banquets. While these laws were difficult to enforce, they reflect Augustus's concern for the moral fiber of Roman society. Section 7. A Golden Age, Augustus's cultural influence. Augustus's reign marked the beginning of a golden age in Roman literature and architecture. Though not a writer or architect himself, Augustus understood the power of art and propaganda in shaping public opinion and legitimizing his rule. He generously patronized writers, artists, and architects, encouraging them to create works that glorified Rome's past and celebrated the dawn of a new era under his rule. Among the most renowned writers of the Augustan age was Virgil, whose epic poem, the Aeneid, linked the founding of Rome to the legends of Troy and established Augustus as a descendant of the gods. Virgil's poetry, with its themes of duty, piety, and destiny, perfectly captured the spirit of Augustus's reign. Another literary giant of the Augustan age was Horace, whose odes and satires offered a witty and insightful commentary on Roman society. Ovid, known for his love poetry and his epic poem, The Metamorphoses, also flourished during this period. Augustus's architectural legacy is equally impressive. He famously boasted that he found Rome a city of brick and left it a city of marble. He oversaw the construction of numerous temples, theatres, and public buildings, transforming the Roman cityscape. Among his most notable architectural achievements were the Forum of Augustus, a grand public space adorned with statues of Rome's greatest heroes, and the Aura Pacis, an altar dedicated to peace which celebrated the stability and prosperity of his reign. Section 8. The Twilight of Power, Succession and Legacy. As Augustus entered the twilight of his reign, the question of succession loomed large. He had no natural sons, only a daughter, Julia, from his marriage to Scribonia. His search for a suitable heir proved to be a long and complicated affair, fraught with personal tragedies and political maneuvering. Augustus initially favored his nephew Marcellus as his heir, but Marcellus died young in 23 BC. He then turned to his close friend and trusted general Marcus Agrippa, who married Augustus's daughter Julia. Agrippa and Julia had several children, including Gaius and Lucius Caesar, whom Augustus adopted as his own sons and groomed for leadership. However, fate intervened once again. Agrippa died in 12 BC, followed by Lucius in AD 2 and Gaius in AD 4. These losses forced Augustus to consider other options. He eventually settled on Tiberius, his stepson from his third wife, Livia Drusilla. Tiberius, though a capable general and administrator, lacked the charisma and popular appeal of his predecessors. His ascension to the throne in AD 14 marked the end of an era. The Julio-Claudian dynasty, founded by Augustus, would rule Rome for another half-century, but the empire would never again witness a ruler of Augustus' stature and longevity. Section 9. Conclusion: Augustus and the Shape of History. Caesar Augustus's impact on history is undeniable. He transformed Rome from a republic on the brink of collapse into an empire that would dominate the Mediterranean world for centuries. His military victories secured Rome's borders, his administrative reforms brought order and efficiency to the government, and his cultural patronage ushered in a golden age of literature and art. Augustus's legacy is, however, complex and multifaceted. He was a master of propaganda, skillfully crafting an image of himself as a humble servant of the state, while simultaneously consolidating power and establishing a dynasty. His reign was marked by peace and prosperity, but also by political repression and the suppression of dissent. Despite these contradictions, Augustus remains one of the most significant figures in Roman history. He laid the foundations for an empire that would shape Western civilization for centuries. His reign serves as a testament to the enduring power of political acumen, military strength, and a deep understanding of the human condition. Gap 3 is Chapter 10, The Early Life of Augustus. Born Gaius Octavius Thurinus on September 23, 63 BC in the city of Rome, Augustus's early life was marked by both privilege and tragedy. His father, also named Gaius Octavius, was a senator and a wealthy man, but he passed away when young Octavian was just 4 years old. His mother, Aetia Balba Caesonia, was the niece of Julius Caesar, a connection that would prove crucial to his future. Octavian was raised in the household of his grandmother, Julia, Caesar's sister. From a young age, he displayed intelligence, ambition, and a keen sense of political awareness. He was educated in rhetoric and philosophy, skills that would serve him well in his later political career. At the age of 12, he delivered the funeral oration for his grandmother Julia, a moment that showcased his oratorical prowess and earned him the attention of Rome's elite. In 44 BC, the assassination of Julius Caesar catapulted Octavian into the political arena. Caesar had named him as his adopted son and heir in his will, a move that shocked many, including Octavian himself. Despite his youth and relative inexperience, he quickly moved to assert his claim, demonstrating a combination of shrewdness, determination, and political acumen that would define his later rule. Augustus's early life was a period of learning and adaptation, setting the stage for his eventual rise to power. It was during these formative years that he developed the skills, alliances, and vision that would enable him to transform Rome and leave an indelible mark on history. Chapter 11. Augustus's military campaigns. As Augustus ascended to power, he faced the monumental task of securing Rome's borders and expanding its territories. His military campaigns were marked by both strategic brilliance and ruthless efficiency. One of his first major challenges was the conflict with Mark Antony, which culminated in the decisive Battle of Actium in 31 BC. Augustus emerged victorious, solidifying his control over Rome and its territories. In the years that followed, Augustus focused on stabilizing the empire's frontiers. He launched successful campaigns in the Alps and the Balkans, securing these regions and integrating them into the Roman Empire. His efforts extended to Hispania, where he quelled revolts and established Roman dominance. Augustus also turned his attention to the eastern provinces, securing alliances and asserting Roman influence through a combination of diplomacy and military might. His campaigns in Parthia, although not always victorious, demonstrated his commitment to Rome's expansion and security. Perhaps one of his most notable military endeavors was the consolidation of Roman power in Germania. Despite the disastrous defeat in the Teutoburg forest in 9 AD, Augustus's efforts to fortify the Rhine frontier and maintain a strong military presence in the region showcased his resilience and strategic foresight. Augustus's military campaigns were not merely about conquest. They were a means to ensure the stability and prosperity of the Roman Empire. His ability to balance military prowess with diplomatic acumen helped lay the foundations for the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and stability that lasted for over 2 centuries. Through his military campaigns, Augustus transformed Rome from a republic plagued by internal strife into a powerful and stable empire. His legacy as a military strategist and leader remains a testament to his vision and determination in shaping the course of history. As Augustus solidified his rule and expanded Rome's territories, he recognized the need for comprehensive political reforms to maintain stability and order within the empire. Augustus's political reforms were instrumental in transforming the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire, laying the groundwork for a new era of governance. One of his most significant reforms was the reorganization of the Roman Senate. Augustus reduced its size and carefully selected its members, ensuring loyalty and competence. This move helped centralize power while maintaining the appearance of traditional republican governance. Augustus also reformed the administrative structure of the empire. He established a professional civil service, appointing capable administrators to manage the provinces. This system improved efficiency and reduced corruption, as provincial governors were now directly accountable to the emperor. To further stabilize the empire, Augustus implemented financial reforms. He established a centralized treasury, the aerarium, to manage state finances. By creating new taxes and streamlining revenue collection, Augustus ensured a steady flow of funds for public works, military expenditures, and social programs. The judicial system also saw significant changes under Augustus. He created a network of courts and appointed judges to oversee legal matters, ensuring a more consistent and fair application of Roman law across the empire. Augustus' reforms extended to the military as well. He professionalized the Roman army, offering soldiers long-term service and pensions. This not only ensured loyalty but also created a more disciplined and effective fighting force. Perhaps one of Augustus's most enduring reforms was the establishment of the Praetorian Guard, an elite unit tasked with protecting the emperor and maintaining order in Rome. This move underscored the shift in power dynamics as the emperor's security became paramount. Through these political reforms, Augustus laid the foundation for a stable and efficient imperial administration. His vision and strategic foresight transformed Rome from a republic in turmoil into a cohesive and enduring empire. The legacy of his political reforms continued to shape Roman governance for centuries, cementing his place as one of history's most influential leaders. As Augustus's reign brought stability and prosperity, his vision extended beyond political and military reforms to the very heart of Rome's physical landscape. Known for his famous boast, "I found Rome a city of bricks and left it a city of marble," Augustus embarked on an ambitious architectural program that would transform the eternal city and leave a lasting legacy. One of Augustus's most iconic projects was the construction of the Arapacis, or Altar of Peace. This monumental altar celebrated the peace and prosperity brought by Augustus's reign. Adorned with intricate reliefs depicting scenes of Roman piety, family, and mythological figures, the Arapacis symbolized the harmony and stability of the new era. Another significant achievement was the Forum of Augustus. Built to honor Mars, the god of war, this grand forum served as a space for public business, legal proceedings, and military ceremonies. The centerpiece was the Temple of Mars Ultor, a grand structure that stood as a testament to Augustus's military successes and his role as the avenger of Julius Caesar. Augustus also focused on improving Rome's infrastructure. He commissioned the constructions of new roads, aqueducts, and public buildings, enhancing the city's functionality and beauty. The Aqua Virgo, one of the many aqueducts built during his reign, brought fresh water to Rome's growing population, demonstrating Augustus's commitment to public welfare. The Campus Martius, an area once used for military training, was transformed into a vibrant public space with gardens, theatres, and baths. Augustus's dedication to public entertainment and leisure was evident in the construction of the Theatre of Marcellus, a grand venue that could accommodate thousands of spectators. Augustus's architectural vision extended beyond Rome. He initiated building projects throughout the empire, spreading Roman culture and engineering prowess to distant provinces. Temples, amphitheatres, and public baths were erected in cities across the empire, showcasing the grandeur of Roman civilization. Through his architectural achievements, Augustus not only beautified Rome, but also reinforced his legacy as a leader who brought peace, prosperity, and unity. His vision and dedication to public works transformed the cityscape and left an indelible mark on history. The splendor of Augustus's architectural feats continues to inspire awe and admiration, a testament to his enduring influence on the world. While Augustus is often remembered for his political acumen and monumental achievements, his personal life and relationships were equally complex and influential. Born Gaius Octavius Thurinus, he was adopted by his great-uncle Julius Caesar and became Gaius Julius Caesar Octavianus. His familial ties played a crucial role in his rise to power. Augustus's first marriage was to Clodia Pulchra, which ended in divorce. His second marriage to Scribonia produced his only biological child, Julia the Elder. However, this union was also short-lived, as Augustus divorced Scribonia on the day Julia was born. His third and final marriage to Livia Drusilla was perhaps the most significant and enduring. Livia, a woman of intelligence and political acumen, became Augustus's trusted advisor and confidant. Their marriage, though childless, lasted over 50 years, and Livia's sons from her previous marriage, Tiberius and Drusus, were integrated into Augustus's plans for succession. Augustus's relationship with his daughter Julia was complicated. Despite arranging multiple marriages for her to secure political alliances, Julia's behavior and alleged scandals led to her eventual exile. This personal turmoil deeply affected Augustus, who was known for his stoic public demeanor but faced significant emotional struggles in private. His friendships also played a pivotal role in his life. Augustus maintained a close bond with Agrippa, his loyal general and son-in-law, who was instrumental in many of his military successes. The poet Virgil and historian Livy were part of his inner circle, contributing to the cultural and intellectual life of his reign. Through his personal relationships, Augustus navigated the complexities of power, loyalty, and family, shaping the course of Roman history. His ability to balance these personal dynamics with his public responsibilities highlights the depth and multifaceted nature of his leadership. Augustus's personal life, filled with triumphs and tribulations, offers a glimpse into the human side of a man who forever changed the Roman world.